Howdy everybody and welcome back to the channel. It's me, Brick Travie, and today we're taking a look at set number 76303, the Batman Tumbler versus the Two-Face and the Joker. Now this set comes in at 429 pieces and includes 3 minifigures. So the 3 minifigures we're looking at today are Batman, the Joker, and Two-Face. Now, I do believe that this particular Tumbler model is based off The Dark Knight, obviously because it has Two-Face in it and the Joker. But I hear a lot of complaints about this particular set. But I personally have a lot of positives. So we'll take a look at the back side of this box real quick. So we do get a very dynamic kind of view of the Tumbler on the front and back of the box. We get, of course, a look at the minifigures in action, as well as a little added bonus with the back signal. So, as you can see towards the bottom side of this box, we do get some stud shooters. So this is all around as a pretty decently looking box, and from the look of the box, a decently looking Tumbler. So we'll go ahead and get this thing built and see what we think when we get the final model built. And here we have it. So we have our built Tumbler and minifigures here, as well as our bat signal. Very, very interesting combination of things in this set. So I want to start by saying I think the Tumbler model is very good. As building it, it was pretty fun to put together. It wasn't super complicated. I just enjoyed putting it together. The minifigures, there could use some work, just a little bit of work. But for a smaller set, I think they are pretty good. And of course, we will start there as far as our figures go. And we'll take a little better look at those. So we'll move our Tumbler out of the way, bat signal. And we'll start with our Batman. Now, this is my first Christian Bale Batman. Very interesting figure here. I don't think I have one. I mean, this look is very muscly, has a lot of detail in his chest, but kind of lacks it in his legs. And if you look, the back also has a pretty nice print. And we do get these molded capes. Now, I like to call them dynamic capes, but like I said, they give it a little bit better look to the actual figure itself, if you ask me. They don't work for all characters, I will say that. But these newer ones, they're pretty interesting. I would be kind of curious in a higher end Star Wars set how those capes would look. So there's our Batman. Next up, we're going to look at the Joker. So the Joker has just a standard look about him, but this coincidentally is my very first Heath Ledger Joker. Now, you see he doesn't have any weapons or anything like that. He just has money. In my opinion, money is this Joker's greatest weapon because he uses the money to control people. So he has a very, very, very good face print. He has a more kind of sinister look on the back, which might be the one I end up using because I like that print. But that print is amazing. It's probably one of the better face prints I've seen. Like I said, this is probably one of the scariest Jokers really out there. So pretty scary. You know, he doesn't have any molded legs or anything like that, but he doesn't need it because he's just wearing purple pants. So I think it actually looks pretty good for his character. So next up, we have the last figure. We have Two-Face, Harvey Dent. So this is a very interesting figure. This is one of the really the pivotal reasons why I bought this set, because I don't have a Two-Face character for my Batman lineup. But I have some issues with this. So number one, his burn print doesn't follow all the way around his head. So he has 2 different faces, but the burn is on the back, but it kind of stops right here. You know, it's not that great. So why only half do it? You know, you got this big gap right there, especially since the hair only covers half of his head. So like you really just see it. It's just there. So I'm not a big fan of that. I really kind of think it's kind of a little lazy, in my opinion, to have it on like that one little missing print right there. Next up, his legs. You know, I do believe this set could have benefited from him having black all the way down his legs, where it burnt him all the way down. If you're going to represent the character that way, why not do it all the way? So that's a little frustrating. And then of course we do have his scarred double-headed coin, so to symbolize his coin. So that is represented in him as a very pivotal part of his character. So other than that, I think the figure is okay. It's not the best. I'm a little disappointed, honestly, just because, you know, I feel like this character was kind of rushed and it's not done the best way it could possibly be. So one of the main reasons I get this set is kind of one of the reasons I kind of dislike it. Kind of some downing points there. So before we take a look at the Tumbler, let's go ahead and look at this bat signal. So this bat signal is very basic. It's just a basic side build. I mean, you get a lot of these with sets nowadays to kind of give you value for your set. So I don't have a bat signal, so it's kind of cool to have this, but this is a sticker, you know, so, you know, little downside there, but I guess it does give it that spotlight feel to it. So let me get an on and off switch here. Just now, one of the reasons I kind of dislike that this was added in the set is because there's no Jim Gordon. You don't have any Commissioner Gordon here. So what's the point? You know, Jim Gordon's the one that turns the bat signal on and off. I think Harvey does it once in this movie to talk to Batman, but I think a fourth figure like Commissioner Gordon would have been pretty good in this set with the bat signal here. Especially since at this point, obviously this is already Two-Face, and Two-Face isn't going to turn the bat signal on. So kind of just my 2 cents there. Moving on to the actual Tumbler. Let's bring the Tumbler in. So this is one of the coolest Batman vehicles of my lifetime, honestly, because I was born in '98. So when I was growing up, we had the '89 Batmobile, the Forever Batmobile, like all the real classic weird ones. This one feels like a modern military vehicle. It looks like something that could be built, and it's very secretive. It's very cool. I think in the movie they say they're bridge vehicles where they build them to make bridges. But I think this is a really cool one. Now there are spots on it that don't look that great. Obviously the brown axle and the wheel doesn't look that great, but it does spin freely, so that's good. We get some stud shooters, but I'm not a huge fan of stud shooters, but they work into the design and get hidden very well. So I'm not hating on that too much. And then we, of course, have access to the inside of the Tumbler, which is not that great. I mean, it does give you access, but there's not a lot in there. I mean, you basically just have enough room to sit Batman down with a little thrusting wheel there. So that's pretty cool. Nothing super fancy about it. We turn it around. We do get that jet thrust engine there for his actual speed. So overall, it's a good design. What really aches a lot of people is that this is very similar in price to the one from a couple of years ago, and it's downsized. So a lot of people don't like that it's downsized. So, but that's kind of everything that's happening with Lego today. They're making better pieces, better designs, and making them smaller, more compact. I do actually like that it is smaller. It makes it a little easier to display, and it looks good, and it's easy to display. So that's my personal take on it. If I were going to rate it, I would give this set a solid 5.5 out of 10. So I believe that's kind of mid, and that's how I'm going to rate the set. The minifigures are mid. I think you could have, at this price point, added a fourth figure in here, Jim Gordon, especially since he's a pivotal character in this particular movie, especially since you add the bat signal, which is associated with Jim Gordon. The Batmobile itself, the bat tank, however you like to say it, the Tumbler, looks great. The figures, okay. So like I said, solid 5.5. You know, it has downsides. It's not the best set out there. For kids, I think it's great. You know, it has the stud shooters, but I think people want more. But I guess if they wanted more, they would go out and buy the UCS Tumbler. So, but anyway, tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And, you know, I really appreciate the help and continue to grow my channel. So, I will see you guys in the next one.